But I understand that we're going to see another one of your twins in the next presentation here. Is that right?
Yeah, next up is my twin, Ida, who is a receptionist at the Workers' Union Krifa in Aarhus. Her boss is going to be on stage to talk about how she's doing with all their guests.
Great. Do you have anything to add? Anything else to add?
I do have a question for Krifa. You're a workers' union. Well, my twins and I are all workers, and we might also be at risk of losing our jobs. What I want to ask is, do you accept virtual members?
Well, I, for one, am looking forward to hearing the answer to that question. Thank you very much for helping me today.
I'm glad I could help.
Now, Ninette actually presented that you and I were going to be here,
That's
Shahab.
right.
Welcome to
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and maybe you can answer the question that she had.
We actually just had a big board meeting in Fredericia. So a lot of the rules and that kind of stuff for applying for membership, it has to be on next year. I don't think that the point was up to discussion this year, but I have to bring it next year, absolutely.
Yeah, that's so nice. Okay, but before we dive further into the Krifa case, we would just like to set the scene a little bit more, because actually we are demonstrating a lot of personas today, and they are able to do all sorts of stuff. So we'll set the scene here, and then we'll dive into the Krifa.
Hey, can you help me get a taxi to the Admiral Hotel?
Sure thing, there's a taxi on its way to get you. If you need help finding a place to eat tonight close to the Admiral Hotel, let me know. I'm friends with the chatbot at a killer sushi place. Should I book you a table for 6:30?
Yeah, always nice to meet someone with good connections.
Oh yes, my network never drops. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, so this is sort of our universe of digital humans, but it's always more interesting to hear it from a live customer, which has this solution. So just for you guys to know what Krifa is, if you don't know it, here's a little bit about the facts. They are the biggest, one of the biggest unions here in Denmark. And on stage with that, we have the head of department at Krifa. And Shahab has proven himself being really innovative and is playing a big part in the Krifa digital transformation program. And you help to push this agenda, and you also inspire a lot of people, both internally but also on the outside. You share a lot of posts, and you get a lot of interest, at least for this solution and other stuff. So maybe we should just dive into it.
Let's do that.
Yeah. But Shahab, you have this digital human in your reception.
I do.
Yeah. How did your thoughts and considerations start?
We have her standing in our headquarters, and we built the headquarters 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, there was a lot of tasks in our reception. Our reception was a physical reception with real human receptionists. And at that time, it was the right thing to do. But as the years pass, and I took over the department in our headquarters for 3-4 years ago, I realized that the task wasn't there anymore. So I had 3 receptionists actually covering the reception area, and in a good talk with them, we just find out that the task was getting down, and we couldn't get enough for them to do.
Yeah.
So that was the time where I started to thinking about how can we transform the physical receptionist and the reception area for a digital one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you guys, you actually reinvested the full-time employee until your members counseling department, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things, and a big recommendation, actually, if you want to go this way. We heard before about what about the real human beings and that kind of stuff? Are the robots taking over our jobs? And yeah, some places they are going to take over our jobs, but we have to find out and invite our colleagues in the process. And I did that 4 years ago, and they were around the table talking about how can we manage to bring education, whatever it takes, to move them for other departments. And we had about a long waiting time sometimes in our customer service sectors. So we trained them. They were educated, and we put them into to our customer service centers.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Mhm.
So can you elaborate a little bit about what IDA does at your reception area?
Yeah, again, because we invited our colleagues that were in the reception at that time, they had a big knowledge about what are the main questions you get asked or in a reception. So I think it's approximately 28 or 30 different kinds of questions she can answer, from parking to Wi-Fi, where's the bathrooms, checking in, because that was one of the big things for me. It just has to work that people from other companies or our members checking into the headquarters could get a good service like that. So she's checking people in.
Okay. And before you had IDA, you had a tablet solution. So can you elaborate a little bit? What made you choose a digital human over this tablet solution that
Yeah.
you had?
We took the tablet solution because we w- we had to have a step towards the digital human technology, and we actually didn't have the cooperation with NTT at that time. So the tablet is something you see at your doctors and that kind of stuff, and somehow it's still, or I think so, it's 100% non-personal when you go to a tablet. So it was only checking in at your appointment, and that's it. But when we took a look about Ada and saw the expressions and the things that she can do, it was a good choice for us to still make a good customer service and provide that customer service for our customers. Instead of the tablet. So it was kind of a next level customer service in the AI technology area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think it's brave, because it is actually a lot of research that shows that when you see a smiling face, it doesn't matter if it's fake or not. You release neuropeptides in your brain, which is sort of like a happiness hormone. So you're actually creating that in your members now.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. In your opinion, what other advantages are there of having a digital employee?
I'm from a union, so we gotta like. But one thing is that because people, human beings, when they have to adapt to new settings or learn new stuff or whatever it is, or undo the things that they have learned, it takes some time. That's a fact. But with Ada, we can just talk with the guys in NTT, and half an hour later or something like that, wow, she can answer new questions and whatever it is. So there's a lot of advantages to have the AI technology, and we are happy about the progression of the system too, because it gets better every day. And you guys with a lot of other customers get some new inputs and that kind of stuff, and we could put that into Ada too. So it's a big effort for that.
Yeah, and it's actually, for us, it's also been really nice. It is, like you say, a collaboration, and we do a lot of amazing stuff together, and
We do.
it's also for us really nice. Okay, how was the internal adoption of this digital human colleague?
The big thing, of course, was the awareness, and the scariest part of are the robots taking over our jobs. That's like the main thing for us, and also in Krifa, in our headquarters, we are sitting about 350 people or something like that. So mostly people were excited about it. We use our tablets for everything today. So how can we transform and making a reception area to support like get the digital world and the AI to support a greater customer service, and where can we put the real human beings in those positions where robots still that day to day can't go in and take over the people, the real humans. And for us, it's in the meetings with our customers, and that's a big part. You can't go in and talk about the really hard stuff or whatever it is, because we have with people's work life to do that's our job, and it goes up sometimes and it goes down sometimes, and we're still prioritizing, and will do that, of course, forwardly too, to have real human beings in those conversations.
Yeah, and that's actually quite important. I was at Krifa last week doing user studies for 2 days, and it was so amazing to see, because I've tried having some meetings with my union 5 years ago. I nearly jumped off the windows because it was so. But everybody who came out of your career advisor meetings, they were just happy. And that was so nice to see that, okay, you put in a robot in sort of like a touch point where it's
Exactly.
non-sensitive, so to speak. But in the really important meeting, then you prioritize your human employees there. So that was actually quite nice to see.
And that's about the investment, that's the investment. Where do we want to invest our time with the real human beings in the meeting with real human beings? Because Ada does a job. It's, for me, an administration job. It's a task she has to do, and the robot does it really good.
Yeah. Okay. Time is running. We could talk all day, but here are a little bit of what some of your members said to us when we talked to them last week. Of course, there was one who said, "Can we just stay in this century?" or something like that. But it's always like that.
Yeah.
But what I actually thought was really nice is that they thought it was really cool that she was moving, and also that she was very cool about, please have a cup of coffee, because some of them were actually in doubt. Is it okay to take coffee?
Exactly.
So she was very consistent in offering the coffee each time. Okay, so really short. Do you have any final remarks on if somebody else is sitting down here having the same considerations? Could this be something for us?
Yeah, I think so. It's just about jumping into it, but mainly and most importantly, invite those people who will get in touch with this, or who will lose their jobs, or whatever it is, because you have to take that responsibility as an employer, to invite people that it's going to touch, and sit them around the table and have a good talk about it. So how can this technology support a better customer service, or whatever the company are doing?
Yeah. So just go for it.
Go for it, and you can satisfy 100%. That's how it is. But mainly, it's gonna go.
Okay. Thank you, Shihab.
Yeah.
I can see Christiane is here. I don't know if we have talked too much, or if the
No,
time schedule
absolutely
is-
not, but almost. But I am the avatar for the people in the chat room right
Yep.
now, so
Yeah,
I'm bringing
okay.
you a question.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So why does it need to be somebody that looks so much like a human being? Why couldn't it be someone like this? Why couldn't it be just a piece of technology that will help with the service? Why do we have to see it as someone we could recognize as our own species?
I think for me, it's about bringing in the technology as as it is right now. And of course, you could choose a robot or something like that, and that would be funny as well. But we still have with human beings, and this is a good transformation from a digital human being and then to a real human being that they are meeting 5 minutes after they have checked in.
And what you're saying is this could be funny, and maybe that's the thing, that when people see this, they think it's funny and a
Exactly.
bit more of a toy. Is somebody that looks very, very similar to a real person, is that less funny? Does it? You also have the question of the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
You know, when it starts looking close, but not exactly.
Yeah.
You know, what's your take on this?
Yeah, but we definitely think about that when we're creating the characters. The eyes are a little bit bigger. It's sort of like with Disney characters. Everybody in here loves some sort of Disney character, right? So and it's the same here. So we are definitely thinking about that. But the human face is the first thing we learn to recognize when we're born. So that is our preferred interface. So, and that's why we're working with that, because technology is so much about hormones and emotions. And as soon as we learn to recognize that when we're designing self-service solutions, that we need to create good hormones instead of frustration in people, then we have already gotten some good points. Yeah.
So it's more relatable, and I like the fact that you're saying like this is a point of entry.
Yeah.
And then like the qualitative contact with
Exactly.
the user and the customer is a human being.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much to Tina and Shabab. Please
Yeah.
give them a hand.